Imagine a rocket launching into space. It delivers its payload and then, instead of being discarded into the ocean, it returns gently and is caught in a giant net floating on the sea. Welcome to China and the World channel. I'm Meng, your host. I bring you the latest fascinating facts about China. If you like what you are viewing, please smash the like button, share, comment, and subscribe to all. This may sound like science fiction, but on July 10, 2026, it became reality. China successfully launched the Long March 10B rocket from the Hainan commercial space launch site. After deploying a satellite into orbit, the rocket's first stage separated and made a controlled vertical descent, landing in a massive net on a recovery platform at sea. This achievement marks China's first ever successful controlled recovery of a rocket first stage. It is also the world's first successful rocket recovery using a net-based capture system. China has officially entered the era of reusable rockets. Today, we'll break down this historic mission. We will explain how the net capture system works, how it compares to other rocket recovery methods, and why this breakthrough is crucial for China's ambitious space plans and the global commercial space race. Let us start with the rocket itself. The Long March 10B is a new large liquid-fueled launch vehicle. It is 5 meters in diameter, stands about 63 meters tall, and weighs around 760 metric tons at liftoff. Its power comes from a two-stage design. The first stage uses liquid oxygen and kerosene, while the second stage uses liquid oxygen and methane. Combined, they produce a thrust of about 890 tons. In its reusable configuration, it can carry up to 16 tons of payload to low Earth orbit. This makes it ideal for deploying large commercial satellite constellations, like those needed for global internet coverage. The rocket is specifically designed for the commercial market. It is based on the technology of the Long March 10 series, but is optimized for business. For example, it removes the escape tower needed for human spaceflight to reduce weight and costs. It is built to be a workhorse for frequent, affordable launches. The successful recovery of its first stage is a major step toward making space launches more economical. The booster is the most expensive part of the rocket. If it can be reused, the cost per launch can drop dramatically. Now, let us focus on the most innovative part of this mission, the recovery system. The Long March 10B does not use landing legs like SpaceX Falcon 9. Instead, it uses a sea-based net capture system. Here's how it works. About 6 minutes after liftoff, the first stage separates from the upper stage. It then begins its return journey. It involves a series of precise maneuvers, including coasting, adjusting its altitude, firing its engines to brake, and using its grid fins to steer through the atmosphere. At its descent, it heads towards a specialized recovery vessel. This vessel, delivered in November 2025, is 144 meters long and 50 meters wide. It is equipped with a large tower structure and a cross-shaped, high-strength buffer net system. The rocket has a simple hook mechanism on its body instead of heavy landing legs. As it approaches the platform, an automated system uses LiDAR unit to track its position. The rocket then flies directly into the net, and the hooks engage with the net cables. The net absorbs the kinetic and potential energy, bringing the rocket to a safe, motionless stop. The entire process is unmanned. This net-based approach has several advantages. It simplifies the rocket's onboard structure, reduces weight, and increases payload capacity. It also shows strong adaptability to landing deviations, effectively enlarging the capture window through coordinated net operations. The success of the Long March 10B mission generated significant global attention. International media like Reuters and BBC reported on it, highlighting that China had successfully achieved a breakthrough that gives it reusable launch capacity. The reports noted that China is now among the elite group of nations with this technology. The comparison to SpaceX is inevitable. SpaceX successfully landed its first Falcon 9 booster back in December 2015, more than a decade earlier. Since then, they have perfected the process, achieving over 600 landings, with a single booster flying as many as 36 times. SpaceX now launches Falcon 9 rockets roughly 3 times a week. Analysts also pointed out that the true test of reusability is not just the landing but the speed of turnaround. How quickly can China refurbish the recovered booster and launch it again? SpaceX can turn around a booster around in about 3 weeks. China's current plan is to conduct its next reuse test by the end of 2026, targeting one more flight this year. The Long March 10B's success is a monumental first step for China. The Long March 10B is not the only player in China's reusable rocket strategy. The mission is part of a broader national effort to create a competitive commercial space industry. China is pursuing multiple technical paths to reusability. One path, represented by rockets like the Zhuqiu-3 and Tianlong-3, follows the more familiar landing leg approach. Similar to Falcon 9, these rockets are designed to land on land, using legs to absorb the impact. Another path embraces the sea-based approach. This includes rockets like the Hyperbola 3 and the Xingyuan 1, which are also expected to use net-based or similar sea landing methods. This diversity of approaches shows that China is not simply copying one model. It is experimenting to find the solutions that best fit its needs and geography. The goal is to build a high-frequency airline-style launch capacity for the country's commercial sector. The Beijing Economic Technical Development Area, for example, has already gathered over 220 aerospace companies. The Long March 10B launch was its 14th mission of 2026. Private companies like Landspace and Galactic Energy are also developing their own reusable rockets, with test flights expected within the year. The engine for this growth is the need to build a massive satellite constellation in low Earth orbit. Similar to SpaceX Starlink, reusable rockets are the only economical way to deploy thousands of satellites. They are also crucial for China's plans for a crewed lunar landing by 2030 and for establishing a lunar research station. In conclusion, the successful recovery of the Long March 10B's first stage is a landmark achievement for China's space program. It is China's first success in recovering an orbital-class rocket booster, and it uses a world-class net capture system. It demonstrates that China has overcome significant technological hurdles, including high-precision navigation, engine restart in the upper atmosphere, and autonomous landing on a moving sea platform. This is the result of nearly a decade of dedicated research and development. This is the very beginning of China's journey with reusable rockets. The United States, and particularly SpaceX, has been operating reusable launch systems for over a decade. They have an enormous lead in terms of operational experience, launch frequency, and the proven economics of reusability. The real race is just beginning. It will be won not just by the first landing, but by the company or nation that can create a reliable, high-frequency, cost-effective launch service. China has just entered the arena. The coming years will show if it can become a true competitor. What do you think about this achievement? Is the net capture system a clever innovation, or is it a compromise compared to Falcon 9's method? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching this deep dive on China and the World channel. If you found this analysis valuable, please like and subscribe. We will continue to follow this story as it develops. See you in the next video.